God abhors liars. Part 2.
Regarding the Jeffrey Epstein files, a convicted child sex offender who had connections with celebrities, politicians, billionaires, and academic stars, a system of recognition for educational institutions, such as universities, that excel in different areas and who are also corrupt, and who were all his clients. Trump is trying to cover up and retain those files through executive privilege because he is the one who founded that aberration and was also a regular customer. On the other hand, the documents that the Trump administration did release have actually already been circulating in the public domain for years to a large extent, and do not include any new bombshells about the sex trafficking scandal surrounding this case. He lied to the people, having them believe he had released something new, when what he released was the same thing that was already available. Fox News anchor Rachel Campos Duffy asked Trump, "Would you declassify the 9/11 files?" And he quickly replied, "Yes." "Would you declassify the JFK files?" And again he quickly replied, "Yes." "Would you declassify the Epstein files?" And after a pause he said, "Yes, I would. I guess I would. I don't think so much because, you don't want to affect people's lives if there are false things in there, because there are a lot of false things in that whole world. But I think I would, or at least..." Then the reporter interrupted him and asked if he thought that would help restore trust, and he said, "I don't know about Epstein so much as the others, certainly about the way he died. It'd be interesting to find out, because that was a weird situation, and the cameras didn't seem to be working, etc. But yeah, I'd go a long way with that one. The other stuff I would." By the way, Epstein, who committed suicide in prison in 2019, was awaiting trial on charges of sex trafficking of minors. In that interview, Trump admitted that he would not reveal the truth that is in the Epstein files, and now you know why. What person who has compassion for others, and even more so for children and women, would not think it is important to reveal the truth about the Epstein files to capture all the pedophiles and criminals who did such horrible things to children and young girls? The answer is, because he is one of those predators. And you may ask, why isn't this information all over the news? Well, because there are many influential figures around the world with a lot of money and power, including religious leaders, who are involved in this vile business of Trump, Epstein, and Sean Puffy Combs. Donald Trump, being the ringleader of that repugnant world, has promised them protection to cover up what they have done and are doing from coming to light, including himself. Why else do you think he got to the height he has reached, if it's not to make sure all this doesn't come to light? And he did it with lies and deceit, because if people knew the truth of who he really is and the evil he represents, he would have never been able to deceive so many people into voting for him. He knows it's a lie, and he won't cover for those involved in this. He will look after his own skin and leave them all to their own fate, because when the time comes for him to face up to what he sowed, he'll run away and leave with the broken promises he made to them, like all the Antichrists do. To be continued.